Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 1746, and I have had a lot of requests for this car. It is a 2016 083 paint code, which is ultra white, with a LA20 interior, which is just the black interior with a standard carbon fiber trim. It's been listed on and off of Auto Trader since September of 2024, originally for $75,000, and it's in California. It's a one-owner car. They keep dropping the price, and right now it's $68,000. Has 24,000 miles on it. We will jump into the service and the photos and things like that here shortly. The first and foremost, it's the production statistics, as I always give you. This is one of 647 that were made overall in ultra white. So 647 out of the 2,347 GSFs that were made for the US, 49 that I've identified. Out of those 647, 266 had the LA20 interior. It's, I believe, the second or third most common combination. It's pretty common as far as GSFs go. Most of them, 54% of them, were either black or white out of all of the GSFs produced. So that's why you see so many of these that are black or white that come up. For 2016 specifically, 370 were ultra white out of 1,417 cars that were produced. Out of those 370, 148 of them were black interior. So this is one of 148 that exist. As far as GSFs go, that's a pretty common combination. There's several of these that are one of three, one of one, one of seven, but this is one of 148. So there's quite a few of them that exist in this color combination, but not that many exist that have sub 30,000 miles. Carfax, Epic VIN, Auto Trader. What does it show? One owner, one accident on the right front, February of 2019. Epic VIN shows it as a two owner, no accident. I don't know why, but it's definitely a one owner car. AutoCheck shows it as a one owner, no accident car. So the accident only shows up on the Carfax, and it doesn't give any other details other than it's to the right front. It's safe to assume that this car is a one owner, one accident car. Previous sales of this car, this was one of the later in the production run for the 2016s, $88,000 in Van Nuys, California, when it was new. And it looks like it's stayed in California its whole life, so another green flag. After that listing, it's just this one in Auto Trader that's popped up starting in September of 2024. And as of last week, it was still for sale. Currently, today is August 9th, 2025. It looks like they've pulled it yet again. So I don't know if it's sold or what's going on, but it's been on and off. Every time I'm on Auto Trader, I always see this car. It's not always there, but it comes back up because they pull the ad, they drop the price, and it goes back on. So it goes back to the top of the list. That's probably what's going on unless it really did sell. So looking at the pictures, first and foremost, if I was asking $70,000 for this car, I would have more than 5 pretty poor pictures of the car. And primarily there's no interior pictures other than a photo of the odometer. The exterior pictures, you can definitely tell it has paint protection film, at least on the front clip, not the entire hood, but it's like the bumper and partial hood, probably partial fenders. So there's at least some protection there. But as far as the photos go, I mean, you can see for yourself, they're pretty poor. When you're asking top dollar for a car, I would expect, at least 20 or 30, if not more photos. And there's none here, there's 5. So you need to check the usual issues that these cars have. The coolant valley plate, even with only 25,000 miles on it, it's a time and heat cycles thing, not necessarily a mileage thing. So, my car was from Southern California. It had 50,000 miles on it when the coolant valley had the leak, and it was since done. But this car, I would definitely inspect that. If you do a mechanical inspection, get a scope underneath the intake manifold, look for that pink crusty coolant. Looks a lot like this. Of course, I would always look at a car with low miles like this, look at the tire condition, the tire age, things like that. But of course, the lower control arm bushings, they're known to wear out on these cars, causing interior wear on the front tires. So I would check that out. And of course, as always, there's no interior pictures on this listing, so I would check out the carbon fiber trim very closely to make sure you're not going to be on the hook for more of that. Another thing that hasn't been done on this car is the ZLZ program, with customer service program, involving replacement of the dash for delaminating, deforming, cracking, anything like that. That hasn't been done. Lexus offers that for 10 years or 125,000 miles from the in-service date. This car looks like it was probably in service towards the ends of 2016, so you may have a little bit more time than some of the other guys, but if that hasn't been done, go get that done, because Lexus will otherwise charge you probably 6 hours of labor in order to replace that. You have to pull the dash out. While the dash is out, I would do the servos for the HVAC, things like that. But it's just, there's no red flags on this one other than just inspect the usual issues that these cars have that you've heard me talk about. Of course, I would also look at the right front of that car involving that accident. It could have been just a parking lot boo-boo, who knows, but I'm sure since you're buying it from the original owner, he will definitely know it's a private seller. Ask him, see if he's got pictures, photos, or what was replaced or what was done. He probably has receipts, something along those lines. So now onto the service history. This car has been very well Lexus serviced in its 25,000 miles of existence in the last almost 10 years. First thing of note, November 2016, it had a dent removal. March of 18, it had an erratic idle. There was nothing that was done there about it. And the JLB recall was done, which is the high pressure fuel pumps. Good to see that that's done. June of 2018, there was a tear in the back passenger seat leather. Nothing was done, but it looks like it was later replaced. So Lexus Goodwill replaced that or something along those lines. Looks like in 2019, the low pressure fuel pump controller was updated. That's a customer service program for, it was like humming or buzzing behind the rear seat. Common issue on the 16s and 17s, that's addressed. 2019, another dent removal, no worries there. In March of 2019, the carbon fiber dash trim was replaced on the driver's side. So I think that's the one to the left of the steering wheel. That's usually the first one to go, if not the one on the passenger front. November 2019, oh, there it is. The passenger front was also replaced for the carbon fiber. So both the front pieces have been replaced in 2019. Another note, in November of 2019, the trunk release was not working and it was found to have come disconnected. I've seen that on a few other service histories. Looks like it vibrates loose or something like that. It's an electronic latch that releases and pulls it down. So came unplugged, they fixed it. And that's it. This car has not seen the inside of a Lexus dealer in over 6 years. So that was the last entry, 2019. The last time this car has been inside a Lexus dealer. Being that it's a one owner, the guy that you talked to about this car, he should know everything about it. Why has nothing been done since 2019? Has it been third-party serviced? Has he done oil changes himself? Something like that. I would definitely investigate that. So as far as pricing goes for this car, I think it's a little above market still, even with the miles. If this was a 2020, it would be spot on for the market price, but it's not. It's a 2016. And the 2016s with this kind of mileage, they're kind of all over the map. And I think that that's why, you know, you can always go down on price, you can't go back up. And in the market of these cars where the market is increasing on them, I think that probably low 60s would be my opinion on where this car probably should be. I'll show you right here. Here's some of the recent sales, and there's not many. Here's some of the recent sales of cars sub 30,000 miles for 2016s and what they've listed for, not necessarily what they've sold for. And I think it's a little high. With the market going the way it is with these cars, and this is not one of those sub 1,000 cars that is clean title, no accidents. So it is one that has an accident on it, but it is with its original owner. About 10% of these cars are left with the original owner, and this is one of them. So would I buy this car? I think if the price was right, not at the current price. If the price was right, it definitely would be something I would look at considering. Just remember that a lot of the common issues that these cars have don't appear to have been addressed on this car. So I think that moving forward, if you buy this car, you definitely got to put a few $1,000s aside for future common issues that these cars will see. So that's what I've got on this one. If you're the seller of this car, post some better pictures. But otherwise, VIN 1746. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.